We are continuing our daily Bible reading this week. We are in Acts chapter 17. If you are just starting off or starting out to doing the daily Bible reading, jump right in. We are reading one chapter per week, so that's one chapter 5 days a week. And what these videos are designed to do is really to just kind of give you some thoughts, maybe lead you down a certain path, to consider some things as you go throughout the reading. So in this week's reading, we continue to follow the journeys of the Apostle Paul. Paul has been preaching the gospel. Paul has faced opposition. Paul has been imprisoned, and yet Paul continues to walk with God. In Acts chapter 17, we find that in verse 1 that Paul and others were in Thessalonica. So what you're going to read in Acts chapter 17, at least the first 12 verses here in Acts chapter 17 will give you some more insight as you look at 1st and 2nd Thessalonians. And so what we find here, the custom of Paul was to go into the synagogues and to proclaim the gospel. And that's what he did in Acts chapter 17 and verse number 1 and 2. One thought for you to consider, in verse 2, it says, "And according to Paul's custom, he went to them and for 3 Sabbaths, or 3 weeks, reasoned with them from the scriptures." The Sabbath was the 7th day of the week. So for 3 Saturdays, he went there and reasoned with them from the scriptures. So we know faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. And so what Paul did, he taught the scriptures. And it says in verse 3 that he explained, explaining, and giving evidence that the Christ had to suffer and rise again from the dead, and saying, "This Jesus whom I am proclaiming to you is the Christ." I think that's a great example and a great pattern for us to follow. That as Christians, let's reason from the scriptures with others, and let's give them the evidence that Jesus indeed is the Christ, that the resurrection of Jesus indeed really did happen, and that he has come to deliver us. Something to think about. Take care, and God bless.